These poems are, by the way, a lot of the poems you're going to hear tonight from other people, myself included, in our new book called It's All in the Framing. It's on the table. That's the shameless commerce version of our program. This is called Unfinished Work. She shows me her father's workshop, tools on hooks, hammers, chisels and racks, handsaws sharp and oiled, block planes, files, all bathed in a thick patina of dust, untouched since he passed. She smiles to see I am near. She smiles to know of my trade in tools and wood, while in this room where the air is thick with time, like fine sawdust suspended in the glow of an overhead lamp. At the far end of the bench, a vise waits, its jaws open, its handle aching to be spun, wound like a clockwork gear, clamping the next piece of future. That's it. The next two poems kind of tell a story. I wrote them last week. They both have a theme. I was reading some mythology, some Hinduism and some Buddhism, basically about losing your ego, basically killing your ego and just becoming part of the world. I left them for a friend of mine to read, and she immediately thought they were suicide notes. And to tell her, no, it was his ego, not the person. But we all bring different, you write a poem, and somebody says, oh, I know what you mean, but you know what it means to you, but not maybe what the poet said. So the first one is the main one she thought of. The eyes. Who owns these eyes like arrows shot from across the wall of night that wish to slay me? Whose eyes look up from the blackness of the well that beckon me to deeply drink and are immune to the pebbles I drop? Whose eyes, painted on the faces of leaves, float past me on the icy rush and draw me near the falls? In the low morning light, I visit familiar glass to shave my face and find that there's no one there. And the second one is called The Watchman. The watchman sleeps in my dreams. Who then is there to tell me to not re-enter the labyrinth, to ford the swift, cold river into the deep, lush forest, or to penetrate the hazy dream of a nameless lover? I hear the roar of the wind and the rush of tide. I see the drift of smoke and feel the press of shadows upon my naked breast, my cheek warm and red. But I do not understand the why in these sounds, nor recognize these shapes as seeds of love and time and grace. I then proceed to bathe in embers until I am as pure as destiny's dust, returning to the dawn reborn, yet slave to the waiting night. And I'm going to finish with another Carpenter poem. Once again, thank you all for showing and having a good time. There were refreshments on the tables outside, and this is all done. It's in our first book. This is called The Pregnant Pause, right? I know I need a bookmark. It's called Carpenter, as in the wrong book, right page, wrong book. It's called Carpenter's Answer. As a boy, I would sit in a tree by a stream, pretending the cherries were stars in my dream, and I was the master on faraway seas, on the deck of my ship in a tropic night breeze. But there came a day when that tree felt the axe, and there was that stream that my youth could not pass. I gave up the sea for the family trade, the hammer and nail, the bit and the blade. My father bequeathed me his knowledge and name. He was his own man. Will I be the same? What shall I make now I'm given these tools? Should I build me a bridge with hammer and rule? Will I then cross that stream to the opposite side, fording stream after stream with the sun as a guide? Will I make that far seaport while day is still young? Will I be aboard when the lanterns are hung? Or will I search in these fields for my foundation stone? Would contentment be found in what others have known? Would I build me a house bound by water and wood, mortised and tenoned as post and beam should? Plaster and lath and colonial shakes, yellow pine floors cut nail to the face. Will I then find me a woman whom I can lay claim to, and then build as a child that we cannot name to? Could I build us a hope and a dream wrought in rhyme, and set it to music in the happiest time? Then dance to that tune with my woman and son, in my heart and my arms once the deed had been done? Would I build me a gate to my white picket yard, with a swing on a limb and a collie on guard? Would the universe bloom within my cherry tree for my son in the way that it once did for me? And once I've carved out a world from the spherical stone, which spins in the ether, its substance unknown, can I live with the thought that I never will touch what is sacred to drifters and dreamers and such? And would a day ever pass that I would not ache for the sea once I built my home on this lake? Then I see that boy on a swing and my wife. I take a deep breath and say, this is my life. Thank you all very much.